Week 38, Mounjaro results. Hi, Kerry here, and this is my Mounjaro journey. First and foremost, I'd like to thank all the likes, the comments, and the subscribers. And if you haven't already subscribed, why not? Just hit that little subscribe button down below, and that just lets YouTube know that you like my content. So this week, I haven't really got a lot to talk about other than side effects. I haven't had any side effects this week to do with Mounjaro. Last couple of weeks before that, I was suffering from sulfur burps, and I tracked it down to the double cream that I was having with strawberries. Obviously, it's summer and everybody usually enjoys strawberry and cream. And I'm all right with that cream that's in a tin that you squirt with a squirty nozzle. I seem okay with that, but it just double cream seems to be a bit too rich, and I was suffering from some sulfur burps. So I stopped having the double cream, and I haven't suffered with any sulfur burps this week, which has been great. Now, I did say side effects with Mounjaro. I have been suffering from dizzy spells. Now, Ali from Mounjaro with Ali has also been suffering dizzy spells, but his, I think, is a bit more serious than mine. And I thought maybe mine was maybe my blood pressure, because I am taking hypertension tablets for high blood pressure, basically. Although my blood pressure is now at a normal stage with taking Mounjaro. So I thought it might be that. Went to see the doctors. My blood pressure is perfect. It's better than it's been in years. But they still didn't think it was that. So they did some other tests and they found out it is vertigo. They still want me to go for another ECG. I don't know why, but they do. So that's been organised. But I have vertigo. So I keep suffering dizzy spells with this vertigo. And hopefully the medication will kick in and work, but that's nothing to do with Mounjaro. So that's just life. I've never had it before. I've got a friend that gets it a lot, and she can be quite debilitated by it, but I've been okay. I've been able to get on and do things other than exercise. I haven't done what I said I was going to do last week. I said I was going to do some strength training and I was going to record it. I haven't done any strength training at all. I've done a bit of dancing around the room and things like that to get myself moving. I've done quite a bit of work over at the cottage that I have bought, mainly getting a banister up and giving it a deep clean. I know that works and things like that are going to be taking place, but I thought, well, things are being done outside, might as well do a deep clean inside, so that when I'm there, when I've got workmen over doing different jobs and things, I've got somewhere that's a bit nicer and cleaner to sit in, basically, and make drinks and things. So last week I went over twice. On the Wednesday I had an electrician come and basically switch all the electrics off except for like a working plug thing for when you need it for tools and things like that, and to put your kettle on, most important thing, so you can have a cup of tea or a coffee if that's what you're into. So he did that for me. Then I had the plumber come and tell me where I believed that the gas fire, because there's only one heating point in the whole house, and that was this gas fire, wasn't right. It's a flueless gas fire and should have a really good ventilation system, and I know that ventilation system was not right for that gas fire. So he also said there were faults with it, so he's turned that off, capped the gas, turned the gas off, so that we're fine. And when I do start chipping away the plaster and stuff, I know where all the gas pipes are, because they're actually, with it being an old property, they're visible. They're not boxed in or covered in plaster or anything like that. So that was seen to, and the winter people came and did some surveying so that they can measure properly for the windows to be manufactured and doors. And then, like I say, I did a deep clean. So it was pretty busy, full on doing that and then doing normal jobs. My brother was at respite, so that was good that I could get those jobs done over at the cottage because I wasn't having to race him from his activity centre. So usually his activities start at 10 o'clock in the morning and they end at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I've only got a really small window, and from dropping him off, you know, it can either be a 45-minute or a 30-minute journey to the cottage from his activity centre, depending on which one he's at. So while he was at respite, I made sure that jobs were being done on that day. And then when other major works like windows and things, that they're going to take 3 days to put them in. So when that happens, I'll put him in respite again so that I'm not worried about him going to be late, or I'm going to be late to pick him up, or the taxis aren't there. Just makes it easier. So that's been the week for me, basically. So I'm going to skip straight on to my weight loss this week. And I'm finding I've got a pattern now. The further on I go, so here I am at week 38. It's like nearly 9 months. I think 6 of August will be 10 months. Yeah, it will. 10 months since I started. So just under 10 months since I started Mounjaro, even though I had a break in between at the end of November, beginning of December, because of the norovirus, gastroenteritis going around, and low sodium levels. So that I've been 10 months basically, or just under, taking it. It seems to be slowing down. So I've noticed a pattern that 1 week I have quite a big loss for me, which is over 2 pounds, anything between 2.2, I've had 2.7, which for me is really a big loss. Usually I average a pound or just under a pound, but I've been having those big losses, and then I'm finding that the following week I either have a gain or I have a maintenance. And this week I've had a maintenance. So my starting weight was 100 kilograms, or 15 stone, 10.4 pound, or 220 pound. My current weight is 66.6 kilograms, or 10 stone, 6.8, or 146.8 pounds. So in total, I'm going to show you on the Shotzi's app when I get it open. Here we go. So on the Shotzi's app, you can see my total change in stones is 5 stone, 3.6 pound. And if I change it, hang on, I'm going to change it to kilograms. That is 33.4 kilograms. And if I change it to pounds, you'll see that it is 73.6 pounds. I have lost in total on my weight loss journey. That includes the stone, or the 14 pounds before I started Mounjaro, because I take it as a whole total. I don't know whether to increase my pen or not. I'm on the 5 milligram, as you know, and I've stuck with that since November. And I haven't got food noise, but I have noticed that I've started feeling more hungry. Not hungry in that it's an intense hunger like I did on the 2.5, but I am finding that I'm eating quicker than what I was previously. I was eating a lot slower, and I don't seem to have the full suppression now. I know suppression is a side effect, but it's the side effect that actually helps us lose weight. So I don't know whether to carry on with the 5 milligrams, because I'm still basically losing weight, even though the pattern is lose big for 1 week, stay the same or maintain for the next week. Hopefully next week is another lose big, because that's the current pattern. But I don't know whether I will be going up. And if I do go up, I don't know whether I'll do split doses. So I'm doing a lot of thinking about things like that, because I have still got, as far as I'm concerned, just over a stone, so maybe 16 pound to lose, because I want to be 9 stone 6 in my clothes. Currently all my weights and everything is, I get weighed first thing in the morning naked. So I want basically to be that weight. So it's probably a 9 stone 4 pound without my clothes, allow for the 2 pound, and that gets me into that, only just into the healthy BMI for my height, which is 5'1". I think mid-range is about 9 stone, which I don't think I've never been in my adulthood. I don't even think in my teenage years I've ever been that weight. So in fact, when I was 15, I think I was the weight I am now when I was 15, and the school phoned my mom and told her that I was obese and I needed to go on a diet. So she and but she went with me, joined a slimming club. It was called Way Less because it was abroad, and we used to walk there every Thursday, go and get weighed. I'd have this diet. I got down to 53 kilograms, and I remember that clearly because everything was weighed in kilograms. And I also remember that after we'd been to the slimming group, gone to the meeting, got all the information, done all that, we would then walk on to the Wimpy, which is, if you're in the UK, you should know about Wimpy, even though there's not that many around. But if you're abroad in like South Africa and places like that, Wimpy is very popular. It's like a McDonald's, except it's got real plates and cutleries, things like that. So we used to go there, and I remember going every Thursday, and I actually won a bicycle there. I entered a raffle because we had a certain meal every Thursday that we went, and I entered this raffle and won a bicycle. And I'd actually put this picture of a bicycle, the same sort of bicycle, in my wardrobe. I wasn't allowed to stick pictures on walls and stuff, but I could open the wardrobe and stick pictures in there. So I put that up, and that was basically my first visualization manifest, because I actually won a bike that was the same colouring as this bike, the same brand, everything. So that was very lucky, and I probably would never have won that if I hadn't gone to the slimming club, because it was a treat to go to the Wimpy every Thursday night after the slimming club, because my mom used to cook food at home, healthy food. She's always been thin, always kept her weight in check. So she's always said it's probably your genes, which probably is. That's probably why Mounjaro works. So that's this week, basically. Been busy, hoping this video goes, and hoping that next week I actually lose. I'm also hoping that I don't snack as much, because like I say, that's why I'm considering going up, because I have every day had a snack, even though it's been in my calorie allowance, and I don't feel guilty about it. I just don't want to get into the habit of having snacks every day, because that was probably the habit of why I was obese, was because I was always having snacks. And I don't want to get back into that habit. I allow snacks and I don't feel guilty about it, but I don't want to be so that, yes, it's 8 o'clock, I'm having a packet of crisps. I should be able to sit there and say it's 8 o'clock, so what? If I want it, yes. If I don't want it, no. But it's getting too often where I'm saying yes. So I'm hoping that this week I don't really have any snacks, even though I bought some. I bought some Tim Tams, gluten-free Tim Tams from Waitrose. So we'll see. We'll see how long they last. Because actually the biscuits that I've been eating was bought for me as a Christmas present from a friend. Because a lot of friends actually buy me gluten-free things. So, she bought me biscuits. The first packet my mom actually ate. And the second packet, the only reason why I opened them up this week was because they're going out of date at the end of this week. So, that's my week. And if you've got any comments about going up, reasons for going up or reasons for not going up, put them down. And tell me in the comments as well what pen you are on, what dose you're on, and whether you would advise doing split dose. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.